Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is another episode of the Joyride podcast, and as usual, we have very interesting, very fun guests that we're having today on the show. Today we have Shiv and Shikie. So ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Shiv and Shikie. Karibuni sana, guys.
Thank you.
Man, we're so happy to have you guys.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun episode.
Definitely. We're going to have so much fun today. And today's topic, we're going to be discussing about kids. But before that, we need to recap of what's been happening, what we've been up to. And we started the Joyride Campus Tour. We started with J-Quad. J-Quad was mad. It was heavy. We had so many people come show up for the creative workshop. And then we went to MKU, Deka 237. And guys also showed up in good numbers. What else? Yeah, so that's done. MKU was really good. Big shout out to you guys. Now this Friday, which is tomorrow, we will be coming to KU. And this is easily one of the biggest of the tours because it's also the homecoming. We were all from Kenyatta University. You remember those days in the ghetto?
We started dating in KU.
Yeah.
So we're so excited to come back home. We hope you will turn out in great numbers. There's a registration link that's in the description box, so please sign up. We're coming with Dairyland. We have lots of goodies, and of course the content creator toolkit that we're giving away. We've done that in JQuat, we've done that in MKU, and now we're giving another one out to KU. So what do you have to do to win that, Ben?
All you have to do is create content, and then you use the hashtag Joyriding with Dairyland, then tag Dairyland, then tag Joyride. Be as creative as possible. People have gone all out. I mean, the other university, we had somebody come up with a rap song. Yani akaunda a full song. And then they made a mistake and mentioned the wrong brand. Can you imagine?
But it was a dedication.
The world is so unfair.
That sucks.
Oh man. He really did so well, but he mentioned the wrong brand. And that's like, yes, we can't even help you there.
Yeah.
So, KU, we are coming. It's going to be heavy. So tomorrow from 1 p.m. all the way to 5 p.m., we will be in the place.
Yeah.
Wanjiru, we want to read some of the comments of the previous episodes.
The one we did with the Dapper Brother and Miss Shikie. We were talking about toxic traits. There's one who is saying here, do you guys know I watch using my neighbor's Wi-Fi without his knowledge? And now it has been 2 weeks and he hasn't paid for it. I'm forced to buy bundles to watch you guys and then download it and keep it on my phone to refer to your jokes and feel the energy because I can watch you 1,000 times and still not get bored. You guys are amazing.
I mean, you see, that's why you guys should be paying Wi-Fi because you don't know who you're helping. and just
you're helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow. There's someone else here who's saying, you are a team. I love that you don't fight each other. It's your willingness to work on it. This episode has taught me that nothing good comes easy. But if we choose each other and work on issues together, you'll thrive.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For you, do you have any comments?
Yes, I have one. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased for starting with this, but Ben is effortlessly funny.
Oh, yes, you are.
I mean, that's the top comment, And that's not my other account. And I'm a Gemini. She'll be on a t-shirt. I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm watching you guys actually deal with people's opinions, and I applaud you guys. It's not easy to hear something negative about yourself, even if it's not true. Wanjiru, you're a woman of valor. To a conference wamekuja. Keep being yourself. You and Ben fit like a glove. This is poetic justice. Thank you so much, Diana Flora, for such a kind comment. Wanjiru, you're a gem here. This dynamic duo you two have is great. This was such an enlightening conversation, man. You're in touch with yourself. So beautiful to watch and hear. I love the Joyride podcast. It's been giving me a lot of hope lately in terms of who and where I want to be. Long story long. But really, this podcast gives me confidence that I actually am on the way to where I want to go. I love it here. I thought I didn't have any toxic traits. Well, guess what? That was for me to know. Okay, bye-bye. Love you guys so much. Guys, really enjoyed that episode that we did with the Dapper Brother and Miss Shikie. We actually had to do
part 1 and 2.
Part 1 and part 2 because the conversation took so long. So even this one, you never know how long this conversation. Do you guys have energy for how many hours?
I usually have energy for talking. Shiv is done with the words get finished.
I tried to just give an answer.
She runs out of words.
I feel like I'm the same. It gets to a point I'm like, let's wrap this up.
That's why you guys are
this
that
side of the table.
This is where the vibes are, guys.
Yeah, good vibes.
But cool.
We'll try.
Yeah. Karibuni sana, guys. Have we talked about everything that we need to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, now we can get into the questions.
before we need like to warm up and you know how you guys have been.
Okay.
How you guys are doing.
I
You can
think
also
we're
introduce
good.
yourself.
Okay, perhaps we should start there.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Shikie. You can find me on Instagram as Miss Tiramisu. I am a content creator on my own as well as with a group of my friends on YouTube called Over 25. And I'm happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Karibu sana Shikie.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. I'm Shiv Simani. I am Shiko's husband. I am a CrossFit level 1 trainer. I am a coach in general. I am what else am I? Content creator, and just into fitness lifestyle. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
I'm happy
one.
to be here.
Karibuni,
We're glad to
karibuni
have you
sana.
guys.
I mean, for those who don't know, Shiv is an awesome trainer. He's been having this thing called the 90 Days Challenge, where you get to work out for, I think, 4 days a week for like 30 minutes only. And those, it looks like such a small time, but it yields a lot of results.
Yeah.
So everyone who keeps telling me, hey Ben, nowadays you look like you're a model. Hey Ben, you look like you're about being Mr. Kelly. Hey Ben, whoa, six pack, what's up? I mean, this is the guy.
Yeah,
I've been
thank
trying to
you.
be consistent. There was a week and a half where I fell off the wheel. And then when I was calling Shiv to call him to come for the show, he was like, but Ben, we only need 20 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Out of the 24 hours.
Like, Sensei is right.
Oh, I wish I could contribute.
What about you?
much
What
to
about
that
you,
conversation.
Anjiro?
My heart is willing. My heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a disconnect
Do
somewhere.
you feel embarrassed now that
I
you're
do.
next to Shiv?
I do.
Don't feel
But
embarrassed.
My heart is in the right
No,
place.
she should. She should, Shiv. Let's be
That's your
honest.
first
Yeah,
step.
Ben is just here to
That's the
shame
first
me.
step.
Yeah, Ben is here to
The
shame
first step
me.
is to be
Yeah.
embarrassed, you know,
Yeah,
and
first
then
step.
the next step is
Into
the
change.
willingness
To actually do something
to
about
change,
it.
you know. And then you know what's weird about working out with Wanjiru is that she takes a very short time to start changing. Like she can just work
My
out for
results
3
are
weeks straight,
quick.
and then I start seeing abs. They've been doing this for months, and there's still a problem, you know.
God's
There's
favorites.
nothing.
God's favorites.
So yeah. So anyway, it's all good. So you guys, when is there that? Are we gonna have another challenge after these 90 days are done? Or
Let's just wait and see.
yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff in store. Not for December, but more for January. Because December is a bit chilled out. You know, don't want to stress too much about working out. I mean, it's the end of the year. It's family time. It's chill time. So it's not like anyone's trying to hit like super PBs and goals in December in terms of fitness. So just taking a bit chill. Then January we begin again.
Yeah, January start.
Can
And
you join
everybody-
midway?
Yeah, you can
Now,
join
like
anytime.
now.
You can join right now
Okay.
if you'd like. The workouts will stay on the page. No one's going to delete them.
Yeah.
And it's real-time workouts. So your 60 days didn't have to begin when other people's began.
Yeah.
It can be
Now.
now.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm sure everybody in January always like signs up for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in
Yep.
January is working out, reading Atomic Habits,
I'll be there.
meditating
hours.
for 5 hours.
Yeah.
So guys, let's just get straight to it. Today we're discussing kids. I don't even know what's the direction for this conversation, but these
Zero.
questions will guide us. I don't have much to contribute to this. That's why we have Shiv and Shikie.
Veterans.
Yeah,
We'll see.
veterans in the game.
We'll see.
Veterans, not yet veterans.
7 years experience.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
something.
like-
It's
good.
And you know, like you guys have kids, you also have like a pet that you guys take care of very well. He has a
wholesome
very
family.
good dog called Mamba. It's huge, man. It's a
Yeah.
Rottweiler, so be careful when you visit them, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're ready. So guys, we'll give you
We're
the
ready.
honors
Okay.
of picking the first question.
You have to pick first. Your
All
arms
right.
are longer.
This question's look like
Okay,
so many.
so just go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, question 12. A, do you think you would stay in your current relationship for the kids? So there's two parts to the question. So part A is, in your experience or imagination, do you think that you could sacrifice too much for your kids? So it's like, can you sacrifice too much for your kids? And part B is, would you stay in your relationship for your kids?
Okay.
Okay.
So where?
We start with the amateurs first and then we go to the pros. eh?
Let's hear what you have to say.
Okay, you go first, man.
Would I sacrifice too much for my kids? Oh, definitely. I am actually working hard for these babies, you know. So I would sacrifice a lot for my kids. Would I stay in the relationship for the kids? Oh, I pray that it doesn't get there.
Yeah.
But if it does, That would be a tough one, man, because I wouldn't want my kids to have a different upbringing. So I would try my
By
best.
different, you mean? Like a different...
like different parents, separate
Oh,
parents.
okay,
Okay.
So I would try my best to make this work. Not, I would say I'm 70% on the side for I'd stay for the kids.
Even if it's unhappy.
Whew, that's a tricky one, huh?
Because I think that's the insinuation.
Yeah,
here.
like if
It's not
it's not
working.
working out.
Yeah.
But the kids are there.
I don't know, man. Like, that's a tricky position. I wouldn't want to be in such a situation. But I would, it's 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Not even 70-30. It's 50-50. I'd stay 50. There's a 50% chance I might stay. There's a 50% chance I might not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me too, I wouldn't, I pray, knock on wood, it never happens. But I think I also want to live a happy life. You don't want to be in a place where you're just, and I think sometimes when things are completely out of hand, it's easier for the kids if you separate and they're brought up in different homes. And that way, maybe for them, it's a happier situation.
Yeah.
But 50-50 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I sacrifice too much? I think I would. Because I feel like even for women, it's different. Seeing my friends who've had kids, like it's harder for them than it is, I don't know, Shiv's experience. But from what I've seen with my friends, like for the woman, it's a lot harder than it is for the man. So I think what I'm usually scared of is like me sacrificing too much of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And I think what Wanjiro has said is very true. You can very easily find yourself in that trap of over sacrificing or over giving yourself. But it's a weird, it's a tricky balance. I don't even know where the line is drawn.
Yeah.
But yes, it is possible to over sacrifice. No, it is not a good thing because I think you're left with an empty cup. Or you forget yourself. And there's something that I've been told by I keep being told by one of my friends is that you need to remember these kids will grow up and leave you.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be left
fact.
with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
fact.
it's important to preserve some of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And part B, staying for the kids, just like all of you, knock on wood.
Yeah. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I think it's a very tough decision as well.
Must be.
It's easy for me to sit here and say I would not want to, but I imagine it's a lot more complicated than that.
Yeah.
But I think it would be best to separate because I think kids can see. Yeah, I think they can see. They'll see the tension.
They can notice the awkwardness.
Yeah, they can notice
You
the.
keep sending them upstairs to go to their room.
Yeah,
Actually,
man.
when you're fighting, you tell them, go
Yeah,
upstairs.
just
Hey.
Jonathan, go play PlayStation. It doesn't work like that.
Hey, there's a day something they'll catch.
Yeah.
They'll be able to catch the tension,
Yeah.
which doesn't serve anybody. So it's probably best to separate.
just separate,
Yeah, might be
yeah.
happier
Yeah.
that way.
Interesting.
Talking about sacrifice, it's hard to quantify, as Shiko said, because a lot of what you do is not just for you, but for the rest of the family. So you wake up every day and you sacrifice, fun times for this, chilling, doing nothing for this. So it's like, yes, I sacrifice a lot, but I don't look at it as sacrifice. It's just what I have to do, what you have to do at the time. To obviously give your kids a better life.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sacrifice. Like, instead of spending money on that extra pair of shoes that you really want, you're like, okay, I'll just put it into the savings and then
Cool.
but you really want that pair of shoes. Yeah, so yes, there's a lot of sacrifice, but a lot of it is like, I feel like monetary, because in terms of emotion, if you're taking care of yourself and taking the steps to take care of yourself, you're not really sacrificing your personality, because you're filling your cup, then you're giving to them and to your family. For the second question, I think I'm with Shiko. It's a tough one, but realistically, I don't think it's a good space and good energy to be forcing an issue that's not working out.
Yep.
Yes, you try as much as possible to make things work out, but if it's just not working out and it's getting this extremely toxic environment, then energy is off.
Yeah.
then I think it's better if you guys are apart and, you know, you can still communicate, still remain friends, so to say, and it's a better and healthier relationship for kids to grow up in, I feel.
Yeah. Interesting. In fact, Shikie, just to add to what you've said about sacrificing, I saw a tweet the other day. Somebody tweeted and they were saying that they wish that some of our parents would not have sacrificed the way they did. And at first I was like, this is rather insensitive. But when I read it again, I was like, it's because some of those sacrifices come at a cost.
Oh, they do.
So sometimes you say you're just out there working for your kids, and then they never get to see you at all.
Yeah.
So that's the price they will have to pay for the sacrifice that you've made, which sometimes kids grow up and they resent that actually. So I'm just echoing what you've said.
And at the time, of course, you know, as a parent, you feel like you're doing what you need to be doing for your kids, but they may not see it.
Yeah, the way you say it.
That way. Yeah, it just has to be balanced, man.
It's a tricky balance.
Yeah.
You know, the thing I wonder, is it something that comes naturally? Like you get your first kid and then you're like, oh, now I'm going, now this sacrificial kind of part of me just comes out naturally.
Yeah, I think so.
It comes out just naturally.
Because you'll find yourself doing things and you're like, who you do me? Who you do me? Yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a switch, even before the baby comes, I feel like you're already entering a different mindset from the beginning, and it's all towards, you know,
This child,
this future.
Yeah.
Mindset shifts quite
instantly.
One time.
instantly, yeah.
Providing, especially.
How many kids do you guys have?
We have two and a half.
Say he's our son. So we have 2 girls, 7, and second born turning 2.
Okay.
Then there's the dog Mamba, who's our son.
Our only son.
And he's exactly 3 months older than the
last one.
The last one, Shiloh.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So how is it, first of all, like raising Mamba and the kids, and do the kids interact very well with Mamba?
I think they've both had very different experiences.
Oh wow!
Because for our firstborn, she was like me, terrified of dogs. Even me, I was terrified of dogs. Then this guy thought it was a good idea to bring a Rottweiler home.
A Rottweiler, like you should see a Rottweiler, how big it is.
Yeah. So she was terrified, so was I.
Yeah.
So initial months, we would even just stay in our rooms when Shiv is not there. Just wait for him to come back and deal with his son. But now we've gotten a lot easier. For our second born, Shiloh, she doesn't know a life without a dog.
Yeah.
She was born, the dog was there.
Yeah.
You should see her. Even though she talks, she's so arrogant to other dogs.
Go
Because
for
she's
it.
like,
She's
wait.
very,
She's like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Yeah.
Sometime back, I saw her on TikTok pushing Mamba. I think she was eating something.
yes,
And Mamba was trying to like
Within her
Mamba or
space.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then she just kicked him
That's
all the
what
way
she does.
back.
She pushes it. She's just like, hey.
Yeah,
She definitely has more of a bond with him than Shazzy has.
Yeah.
Shazzy, it's like she's okay with him in the
tolerates
space as long as he doesn't like come too close. Or she won't go out of her way to like pet him and or walk him. She's just like, I don't mind you being in the space, but just don't come.
For Shiloh, it's different.
Shiloh is different. It's like,
Stand
come,
up.
let's do this, let's go there. What do you have there?
It's like an actual sibling for her.
Yeah. We actually have to nowadays stop her from kissing or licking him.
Yeah. Kissing.
She licks the dog. Because he licks her, so she
she wants
just
to
trying
return
to-
the favor.
she's returning the favor.
Interesting.
All right, Shikie, I think you
All
go
right,
next.
Should I get
Can
for you?
put that close for you.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Let me put it here. In your experience, when do you think is the right time to start saving for children? Ooh. Okay.
Questions are getting tenser. I like
getting
that.
a bit worse.
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
Oh my God.
When's the right time to start saving for children?
Yes.
My goodness, like adulting is so crazy. Like I feel like I've not even stabilized myself. I have to save for somebody else. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Wow, I
think?
don't know.
Because every time I meet those insurance guys and they tell me you need to open this for your
And then
kids.
because you say you're newly married.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, best target.
that's the best market for them.
But then she called me, the one you
Oh,
gave my
really?
number, and I don't know why you would give out my number to someone.
You did that.
So every time they talk to me about that, there's that thing where you start saving for your school fees or
Yes,
something.
yes, yeah.
An education policy, yeah.
I feel like I should have already started. I have not started.
Okay.
So I feel like I haven't gotten my life in order yet.
Man, adulting be like that.
Yeah. You're just winging everything.
You just try your best. But I think if you have the intention of having kids, nothing stops you from saving for them. And saving for them doesn't have to be that education policy. It can just be putting money aside, but in your mind, you know that this will go towards my future child, possibly. I had a colleague who started an education fund for a child that was not there. Essentially.
Wow.
Like they had their first kid. They started saving for this child's education. Then they just called the insurance lady and decided to open another one because they intended on having other kids. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I guess if you have intentions of having kids, then
Start
now.
saving.
Now.
So
Yeah.
at what
Now.
point did you guys
Now.
start saving for cake?
Now, you know, as we're done for Ma.
The first one.
The first one was unintentional. We were just winging it. So like for her, I think around when she turned 2, that's when we're kind of like, man, we gotta save for the kids' future. Yeah. So we were late essentially, but only because we did not know the wonderful blessing that was coming our way.
That's interesting.
But for me, I look at it not from because like the conversations around Ben and I right now would be maybe around like getting a home. Okay. So essentially, you're not thinking, I haven't thought as far as education and all those things, but maybe things like, okay, if they come, are we setting up like maybe a home for them? So what does that look like?
That's
or
already planning for them.
Or like investment like land, things like that. So maybe that's where my mind is at. Not really like, okay, I need to plan for these kids and we're not even sure when they're going to come.
Yes.
But maybe now things around like maybe getting a home together. Yeah.
So you're planning for your future.
Yeah. With them in mind.
I like that, yes.
With them in mind.
Yeah, because you see, for me, my biggest fear about having kids is not being able to provide for them. Like that would finish me. I mean, I just put my kidneys up for sale on eBay or something. I don't know if kidneys can be put up on eBay.
Then that fear will walk with you like this, holding your hand.
Oh man, like I fear. And then there was some time back I was checking out some school fees for nowadays. Is this still called kindergarten?
Yeah.
And I think the cheapest I saw was like 70 G's. I was like,
Bro.
surely is this ini masters?
It's literally what my fees was in USIU.
Exactly. It's more than what I paid at KU.
A whole degree.
And then you have
To be told
18 years
ABC.
with this kid.
Imagine.
You have to school them.
It keeps going up,
Going
by
up.
the way. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't.
No. That
I
is the
thought-
baseline. But then
That's kindergarten only.
there's lower primary rates.
Yeah.
Then there's upper primary
Primary.
rates.
Yeah.
Alafu high school is a different story.
And that's just schoolwork, right?
Na
And
bado
all
kuna-
these other
na bado kuna
things.
homework ya CBC.
And then CBC, now you might have to buy sijui a chicken
Oh
or
my
what.
God.
Eh.
And it's crazy, and
Yeah.
I think early education for kids is important because
That's
this is the
foundational.
first trainer they're interacting with their life. So like,
But it's also quite painful when they come home and they're just doing ABC every day. And you're like, all this money, just ABC.
yeah,
ABC.
hizi tunaweza mfundisha surely be for boy.
Yeah, paintings, drawing the same pattern. Wow. It was tough looking at homework.
Okay. So I've looked at some few fee structures and terrified.
Yeah,
It's beyond shocking. It's one of those things that will give you a nightmare. Just wake up shouting kwa meeting your BOG. It's just crazy.
You know what I'm afraid of is this conversation making me more scared of getting
kids.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So like I'm just like,
Yeah. Wait, it most
I
likely
want some.
will.
Yeah.
Most
The truth
likely
is,
will.
you'll be scared of
You
having
will be
kids.
scared.
Oh man.
In fact, you
You'll
should
never be ready.
Oh
never
my
be
god.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No, I mean the second time around we were
Yeah.
planning for it, but we
Yeah.
were still
First, I don't
still
feel like you're ever ready for the first.
Oof, the first one is
You see,
is a
like the
tough thing.
faces, like
Yeah.
Sophie when you're editing, it's just shock. More
Like,
shocked.
jump in.
Kids are a big blessing. Kids are a huge blessing. I know they change everything about your life. They change you as a human being. From what I've seen from my friends, I don't know. But
And it's
They
shocking.
change your bank account.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even your lifestyle.
Your priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you have to be watching Cocomelon all
Yeah.
day in your
Hey, you'll
Say
sing.
kuna game.
You will sing Cocomelon, my friend. You'll buy a big TV for it to be used for Cocomelon.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yep.
Oh wow. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Ben and Wanjiru, do you think that parenting comes naturally?
It's a good one.
Do you think parenting comes naturally? I think it comes naturally
Okay.
because you will have this sense of responsibility that you have another human being who's a mini version of you, and they need to grow, they need to live life, and you have the sole responsibility of ensuring that.
That happens.
I don't know.
I want to hear also
I don't know.
what
Yeah,
Wanjiru
what do you
has to
think?
Does it come naturally?
When you need like a small masterclass.
I'm being careful with my words.
say. Yeah.
I can only speak from my experience.
Please.
Yeah. I feel like if I were to get a kid right now, maybe parenting wouldn't come so naturally to me because my mind is not there yet. So I feel like maybe they would have come to disrupt, kind of like there was a system. There was a plan.
Yeah.
And right now in the next, you're not in the plan right now.
You're here
so
planning for
yeah,
your rights.
exactly.
Okay,
like
you-
I want to focus on this. So I don't know if it comes so naturally to me right now.
But as I've said, you will never be ready.
You'll never.
Yeah, man.
But you can take the steps to get ready. It's like just whether it's reading up on simple things such as how do you perform child CPR. That's like
You see,
Hey, we've
things
really
must
gone
say-
in there. We are really.
child CPR. Again, looking at fee structures.
That I've done. At least.
Interacting with your nephews and nieces and just figuring out like, okay, yeah, I guess that's one way you can prepare.
Yeah.
I like that dipping your toe.
Yeah.
Dipping your toes kind of in the
The game.
in the parenting waters.
Yeah.
Yeah, hanging
Yeah.
around your friends who
Who have
have
kids.
kids. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
The other
that
day,
could help.
TikTok was. I don't know what TikTok is trying to do in my life, and I need to maybe change the whole
your
algorithm.
algorithm
Yeah, showing me how the way kids, the way people change. You're supposed to change the diapers of
Yeah.
kids and not like raise them too high to affect their spine.
Okay.
It's just like
See,
TikTok,
even
TikTok,
you're
TikTok
trying
is on
too
your
much.
side.
Everybody's on my neck.
You know why I'm 10 times scared? Is
Yeah.
I've never held a newborn
Oh, and those
in
are
my
the
life.
scariest
So
to
I
watch.
only interact with babies. Like I'll come see you, I'll be happy for you.
Okay.
But the first time I only hold babies like 3 months in, 4 months in, like when you're a stable kid.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me that I will be responsible
Yeah.
for it from
Yeah.
day one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've
thanks.
seen how babies come out, eh?
Yeah.
They're so fragile.
They're
so
very fragile.
Fragile, so sensitive, eh? You have to carry them.
They're also a lot stronger than you think.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they can't really break their bones.
So I hear you can't
You remember
break
in
the
Shiloh
bone.
fell?
They're like, yeah, they're like,
What?
they're
She
like,
fell out of, these baby carriers, the ones
Yeah.
that people put there. So we're trying to strap her in.
Yeah.
And she just went chubloop bloop.
Yeah.
Whoop.
What?
it's not easy for them to break their bones.
Yeah.
It's not easy for them to get injured. They recover really quickly. So there's also that.
There's someone who traumatized
tough.
me. He told me,
It's
if
tough.
like you do something here, like they'll break, Allah, they'll die.
Not
Oh
that.
my
It's
God.
It's very
not
hard.
that
I think it's
easy.
called green stick.
Honestly,
where you can't break. It's like when you see
their bones
Their
are
bones
like,
are
what's
you
the
see
word?
They're
a new
malleable.
branch of tree and you try to break it, it never
Yes, yes,
breaks.
yes.
It just
Yeah.
bends.
it's not dry.
Yeah.
When it's not
but
dry,
when it's
dry.
old and dry, when you do like this, it breaks.
No,
And
that's
someone
us.
gave me
right.
PTSD, give me some trauma.
Yeah.
And told me like if I hold a baby, if you don't hold their head the right way, they'll bend and they'll die.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I'm always like, yeah.
Who are you hanging out with? Like,
know.
we need to
Stop
evaluate your
I think
talking
it
friends.
was like a midwife or something.
You are talking to midwives already. And you say you're not preparing.
Let me tell you, Wanjiru
shopping
is
for
those
midwives.
guys. Actually, I haven't read for the
I haven't read for the
exam.
exams. Akona midwives wa Pumwani, Nairobi Hospital and Aga Khan. Ben, we're gonna do Gava. Okay, so Shikie, Shiv, does
yeah.
parenting come naturally?
Naturally. I would say, I think a lot of the time you're really just winging it. I think there are certain things that do come naturally, like trying to preserve your child's life.
Yeah.
You know, we thank God for the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are things that do come instinctually.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is also winging it and researching, trial and error. Yeah.
And also just knowledge handed down from your
Yeah,
parents,
that too.
Oh wow.
uncles, aunties, grandparents,
Definitely,
their family, basically.
That's a support system.
That support system helps a lot,
Yeah.
especially when you're not sure what to do. You're just like,
Yeah.
kid he won't stop crying. They're like, have you tried this? Have you tried this?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a change of hands. Yeah,
it
that
helps.
works. Yeah.
Even just a break from this person, because I don't know, I think even when you're also tense and
Yeah. They read
the
your
baby
energy.
can read your energy, man. I think so, because there's times
Yeah.
when you're struggling, then you just pass the baby to someone else and they
Tulia.
they chill.
They're able to
You know, my mom will be giving us a lot of tips. She's a head teacher at a kindergarten.
Hey,
So I know it's
You're in the
so
right
it's
hand.
itakuwa kesi,
She's
itakuwa
ready.
kila asubuhi saa 7 saa 10.
Yeah.
Have to keep updated, man.
and guys, and grandparents are a whole other breed of people. You think you know your folks, you
Until
see
they
a
become
whole
a
other side of them when they're grandparents.
What's this side? Please tell us.
They are literally
Everything you are
just
denied,
yes.
they will give.
If you are
like
being
all the
if you
love.
are being chapwad, they'll come and tell you stop chapping.
Don't touch that child.
Yeah,
You almost
sweet.
murdered me, mom.
Yeah.
At
I'm a
whatever
survivor.
You're a victim.
For breakfast.
You're told, Ati, just leave them, just let them play. You know, yeah.
Okay.
Spoil them.
Can't wait to see
yeah.
that side of my mom.
It really softens them.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, when answering this question, use a word or phrase to fill in the gap. My life would be dash without kids. This is for Shiv and Shikie.
Okay.
And
Life
then
would be dash
without kids. And then for Ben and I, will do my life will be dash with kids.
Okay. My life would be a lot less expensive.
I love that.
My life would be cheaper without kids.
That's very honest. That's very honest.
Yeah.
Shiv?
My life would be too silent without kids. I like silence, but when I'm like home alone, it's just like
Yeah, you know,
What
we
is
don't know what
this?
to do with ourselves.
you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, what do
We're
I
like,
do?
we really want them to go for a sleepover. Let them go. Yeah, no kids this weekend. Then we spend the weekend talking about our children.
Yeah, like man.
It's like a disease.
Shiloh would be doing this right now.
Yeah, we even talk like them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really
Terrible.
cute though. That's cute though.
All right, Ben, my life would be dash with kids. This dad of the year.
End of the year, what do you mean, man? Like what? My life would be full of adventure with kids.
Okay.
No, I guess I'm assuming because I also at the same time I just want to do it the way you guys have done it. There's something I admire from you.
Yeah.
Like also raise the kid with the dog as well.
Oh yes, Ben mentioned that
Yeah.
to me
Get
the
a
last
German
time we saw
Shepherd.
each other.
He's trying to pitch dogs.
He told me he's really pitching hard.
He's showing me different pictures of dogs. Like, this one would be great. Like,
How
we can
would you not
study
love
and then-
dogs though?
I told him to play you just have to play the long game. Shiv has been pitching
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
years.
Play the
I'll
long
get
game.
there.
Play
I'll
the
get
long
there.
game.
I'll get a mentor, Shiv.
Yeah. Just be asking for tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life would be, I think, interesting. I really want to see myself as
As a
a
mom.
mom. Because I'm very about my space. I'm very about me, my things. I want to spend on myself. So my life would be very interesting.
I feel like a lot of people are really waiting to see you as a mom.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the only one who's certain. Like I know you'll make a very good mom, but everyone else is always like,
They're like,
"Nataka kukuona sana wewe na mtoto."
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Every single person
And
says
I'm
the
like,
same
I also
thing.
want to see myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
one of those
Interesting.
things I think you don't really know what kind of parent you'll be until you're there. Right? I mean, of course you have your values.
Yeah.
You know, you can make decisions like,
Yeah.
I want my child to be going to church on
Yeah.
Sundays. I'm not talking about such
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
but in now the tough situations, I think is when you really realize what kind of parent you are.
You are. Eh?
Or person you are.
Or person
Yeah.
you
And
are.
what you need to work on.
Yeah.
Because you constantly realize, okay, that didn't work. So how can I do this differently? How can I better this situation?
Even seeing yourself, some of your mannerisms in the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing yourself in there.
Yeah,
it
that's
can
gonna be very
really-
awkward for me.
Sometimes you find you have to check yourself a
Because they
bit.
pick up
Yeah,
and they
pick
do
up.
something and we look at each other and we know they're doing something the other
Like,
person
that is
does.
you.
You're like, you see, that's
is
that's
you.
you.
Yeah,
We
do
talked
you
about
have
it.
an example that's just top of mind? Something
Shiloh.
simple.
Our second born can be a bit rude. She can be a bit rude, and but when I get frustrated, a lot of the time I so she picks that exact same way. Exact same way.
Okay.
And then you have to check yourself.
Exactly.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Okay, I think it's
Shiv.
Shiv's time.
Yeah, she was up.
Oh wow, I'm enjoying this conversation more than I actually thought I would. I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
All right. Some people say you should put yourself and your relationship before your kids. Yourself and your relationship before your kids.
Okay.
Because eventually the kids will leave.
Okay.
That's what you were saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you agree with this? Why or why not?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Should you put yourself
And your
should you put the relationship in front before the kids?
Yeah.
In front of the kids. Before the kids.
Yeah.
Because eventually they will leave.
I think I can speak from what I've seen with my folks. Because now we are all adults and we're all, I think, save for our youngest, who also is very independent.
Okay.
My parents only have each other. Yeah. So like, I wonder if they hadn't taken time to build that relationship even when we're in the picture. Because I remember my mom a lot used to say that, mi niko saidia babako junyi, mta grow up, mniache.
Oh, she would say that a
Yeah, she
lot.
would say that a lot of times.
Yeah.
And now seeing it happen, because like all of us now are independent, they only have each other.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if she hadn't put her relationship first, what that would look like now. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you need to first fill your cup. Then your relationship you have to be aligned. You have to come as a strong team. And I think it's important for you guys and also for the child to see you guys as a team. So that they know they can't play sides, because they do that.
Manipulate.
They know who to go to for what and how.
From at what age roughly do they start being this cunning? Because kids
It's young.
Even
Because Shani
2.
already
She
can.
Yeah, she can kind of play.
Kids are
'Cause
smart.
even our
Pick
first
up
one,
real
she used
quick.
to do, if she talks to one parent and let's say she talks to Shiv and he says no, she'll also come to me, see whether mine is also no.
Yeah.
Then I say yes, then she'll be like, okay, but how come Papa said no?
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
So nice, like we
top
have
tier
to be-
negotiator, if you ask
That's a good negotiation.
So you have to be aligned and come as a team, even if you feel like you agree, but maybe if I want something, if I want to say yes, she wants to say no. You can't do it in
not
front
in
of
front
them.
of the kids.
You agree? And
Yeah.
then now you go as
Or
one.
if the question comes and you're not prepared for that, it's like,
You can also
yeah,
send
whoever
to,
says, yeah, you just look at, just like, okay, go ask. Let's see what they'll say. Then you're like, okay, if your mom said it, I agree with her. Or, to figure it out after that.
Okay.
In fact, that's exactly what I think Wanjiro has just said about her parents.
Yeah.
As in, I get why your mom would say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you really have to present as a united front.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll play you guys.
Yeah. Or you'll now fall in that trap of one person really has to be bad cop all the time.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair for one person to just get away with the nice things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The one who's always there just for ice cream.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah.
both need to be bad and good cop.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Wanjiru, who do you think will be the bad cop?
I think you.
Bad cop, eh?
Yeah.
Does he like playing good PR?
Yeah.
You know
I
how-
like to safisha.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like to safisha.
Okay,
I
let's
like
wait
when
and
people
see.
are happy. So
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
It's one of those dynamics. You just wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Shikie.
But just remember, to be happy also there has to be those rules, boundaries, and
Yeah. Definitely.
it's like a
regulations.
journey.
It's a journey. So let me ask you guys, Shivi, Shikie.
Yeah. Some people actually do call
Oh,
him
Shivi.
Shivi.
Very
yeah.
few, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess now. Now you're in a circle, no.
You're in a circle.
Yeah. So Shiv and Shikie, so apart from just siding with each other, so that as you make a unanimous decision which will affect the kids,
Yeah.
what other ways can you guys put yourselves first in front of the kids?
Before the kids.
Yeah. I keep saying in front.
In front
Oh
of
my
the
God,
kids.
ni nini? Mbele ya watoto.
Yeah. Direct translation.
That's what you actually mean.
Mbele ya watoto. If you're fortunate enough to have family around you that can relieve you of the kids, sometimes we do that just to, also to see yourselves existing without the children around.
Yeah.
Definitely things like date nights. But even in the house, I think these times will, if our younger kid is taking a nap, older one is around, there are times we actually tell her, this is now our time, you go and find something.
Oh, for
to
real?
do. Yeah.
Get a life.
Like we tell her, get a life,
Get a
find
life.
some friends.
We say Jipe Shugi.
Should be, man.
Jipe Shugi.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that you can, chill on the couch and cuddle and have
Yeah.
conversations. Yeah. So chase your kids every now and then.
Okay, interesting.
Get a life.
Yeah.
Get a life, young homie. You're not even
Yeah.
paying rent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shikies.
I'm up. Okay. Oops. Are these two?
But
Are they?
They were folded together.
Okay, then they
so
go
that
together.
means they're together.
Okay.
They go
okay.
together.
Okay. All right. In your experience or imagination, what is the most important lesson you want to pass down to your kids? And then we have B. I'll just read through them and then maybe we can address them one by one. In your experience or imagination, what do you think is a minimum requirement to give your kids?
Minimum requirement.
A minimum requirement.
Okay.
And then lastly, in your experience or imagination, what does failure as a parent look like for you? So our first one was, in your experience or imagination, what is the most important lesson you want to pass down to your kids?
What's the most important lesson you want to pass down to your kids? 1-0.
I think for me, just to be a genuinely good human being, like just basic, and that maybe would be a minimum requirement. Like you're kind to anybody and everyone.
Yeah.
Like you care for people just naturally. I think not naturally, but at least you see somebody and you can feel sort of like their pain and you want to support people. Yeah, that empathy. So just to be a generally good human being. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I'd say it's just to be the authentic self. Just be who you are. Do what you love unapologetically. I don't want to go against what Wanjira said because I'm not the most empathetic person in the world.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's fine.
You
It's
don't
fine.
have to be kind to
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. Just be a good human being. Do unto others as you like them to do unto you, basically. But be authentic, be real. Just do your best at whatever it is. And don't fear. Just jump in. Take risks.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, me, I'm a bit like Wanjiro. Because I think it's very important to be a good human being. Yeah, so I think it is a minimum requirement.
Yeah.
At the very least, be a good person.
Yeah.
You do not need to give people the clothes off your back.
Yeah.
I mean, what you've worked for, you've worked for. You
it's yours.
deserve it.
Yeah.
But yeah, do unto others as you would want them to do to you.
you.
I'm a firm believer in karma.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is real.
Yeah,
It is
so
real.
I don't think you want to walk around attracting bad karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, of course, treating people well, but also them believing in themselves, believing that they have what it takes to conquer everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so in sports, swimming, I want them to be number one, nothing but number one.
You sound like
These are the characteristics of a toxic parent.
number one. That's Shiv. If you
Matthew
want,
number 2 is good, but I'm not impressed.
No, there
Let's
are no
go to top
prizes.
position.
That was Shiv.
Just believing in
recently.
yourself.
This past weekend, he just won an award with Pulse.
Oh, congratulations, baby. Fitness influence of the year. Nice one.
So our first one, Shazi, was like, she was, I think, basically saying she wants a trophy of her own. He was like, so you have to be number one, not number two. There are only trophies for number one.
That's the way to go, my friend.
I was like, well, you have to be the best. And you have to be
like,
the
you
best.
gotta be the
so
best.
to do that, you have to work hard.
Yes, they have
I mean,
to.
it's true. It is
You have to
Like,
put in
that's a
time
reality.
and sacrifice for them to grow in whatever areas they want to.
Took it well.
Yeah.
So I was
She
like,
was like, okay.
I'll help you get there, but
Gotta win.
Cool. That's really, really cool.
yeah.
The other one, what's the
The
minimum
other
requirement?
minimum requirement.
As a
minimum
parent.
requirement as a parent.
As a parent? I think availability, minimum, even if you don't have the money to give them the sort of life they want, or even if you feel like you're not even emotionally there,
Yeah.
or you feel like you've not worked on yourself in different aspects of life. I think the minimum is just being available for your
Your presence.
kids. Your presence.
Your presence.
I think that's a good minimum requirement.
Yeah.
You think, Shikie?
I like that you said even if you're not there, like you're
Yeah.
still working on yourself.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of that also in parenting. You're learning yourself as a new human being. So I guess you're not at 100.
Yeah.
For me, I would say also another minimum requirement is just love. Because I've read before that if a child's upbringing is just what they see is violence, what they see is fighting or not lack of affection. For them, that's what love is. Like that's all they know.
That's the
So
definition
that's a
of
definition
love.
of because the expectation is for them to be loved. So if you do it in that way, or if you present yourself in that way, that's all they will know. So I would say minimum requirements, just show them genuine love and care, just so that they know what that looks like.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because when you grow up as an adult, you meet different kinds of people who behave differently. And sometimes you can
wonder.
be harsh on somebody, but the way they grew up, their form of love is tough. You know, it's violent. It's, you know,
Or these things, you have to be number one to get some affection. So now you're super competitive.
Yeah.
It's just
they can do
whatever
anything to get to the top.
Exactly.
Because that's how they believed it.
Yes. That's when they've
Interesting.
seen affection from their parents.
Interesting. And with kids, the first the first point of contact with humans is the parents.
Yeah.
So they believe that whatever relationship they have with their parents, this is the reality with everybody.
Yeah.
Until
now they can relearn or unlearn as grown-ups, I guess.
And it reminds me of something we were being told yesterday, that what you see growing up, and not necessarily what you hear, what you see is what you become. So if you see an environment of violence, you're more likely to mirror that. And if you see an environment of genuine love, you're more likely to mirror that.
as well.
Interesting.
You don't know how to?
I'm trying to figure out how to answer.
The minimum
Requirement.
what you feel you must give your kids.
I think I must. Okay. I'd say just my genuine self. I don't want them to see me as my genuine self. For them to know that they can be their genuine selves.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
The truest self.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Failure. The last one was failure.
The last one was, in your experience or imagination, what does failure as a parent look like for you?
Failure as a parent. Whew, that's tricky. I think it's when my kids don't feel loved or they don't feel like I'm there for them.
Like they go to therapy and discuss you and said, like,
Yeah,
they never
they're
felt loved at
posting
home.
me on Twitter.
Oh my
my
God.
dad is so toxic. You guys love him on TV. Bure sana.
You're like, what?
Yeah, meeting like, wait.
You're trending at number 1.
Ben was chilling, and then
And maybe you're having a coaching session with a corporate, Yeah, it's so crazy. So like that would make me feel bad.
yeah. I would hate for my kids not to feel supported. Yeah, in whatever it is
Whatever they do.
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. I think I want them to be able to speak to me or ask about anything. I know it's difficult. It's difficult waters, but I'd like them to know. For failure for me is them not thinking that they can come to us for anything.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
That's interesting.
like literally.
Yeah. Even if it's
The craziest.
Stuff you don't talk about, you're like,
you'll be in trouble.
all right, let's do this.
Because we would never tell our parents everything.
Yeah.
There's so many things I would never tell my mom.
Even till today, there's some things you're
there's some aspects of my life she doesn't know that this is how it works.
Even on over 25, I think there are very many parents who have found out a lot about their children on the panel on the show. Yeah, because when we speak freely, we know Mama Nani is watching. Yeah, they're finding out now.
Oh, your folks watch the show and then they can give you feedback.
I think all the girls, everyone's family watches the show.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
I think for me it's a bit different though.
yeah.
Especially once our first daughter came, there's just a lot more shameless with my folks.
Oh, you were just like,
Shiv
you know
doesn't
what?
have shame.
Like,
I whatever you ask, I'll tell you. Whatever it is,
Straight up.
I straight up say it. It's just like you
that
deal
guy.
with it.
Yeah. I want to get there now.
I've said it.
Yeah.
You deal with it.
Yeah.
How you want to deal with it.
Shiv is that guy in the family group sending controversial links.
Oh, that's
Oh
Shiv,
my
eh?
God.
That's me.
You know, there's
Has he
usually
been
that
kicked out a couple
person.
of times?
No, but sometimes it's usually silence for
But the guys don't
while.
talk. Guys
for a
don't talk.
while. Yeah.
I want to get there. I want to get where I'm shameless. I think for me, what I would consider failure is if my kids ever felt like I was not available for them. Like I prioritized so many other things except for them. So they never felt my presence.
Yeah.
I think I would really feel.
So a lot of quality time. I guess for both of you, it's similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.